Hello everybody and welcome back to NCAA 2004 in the Alabama Crimson Tide Dynasty mode here, and we are back with another massive matchup here. Another big matchup. I said that at the end of the last video, but this one is just as massive as we are going up against the number 14th ranked TCU Horned Frogs. So Oklahoma was ranked 14th in the previous video, but we beat them, and now that created space for everything else that happened in the rankings for TCU to climb up to 14. It was off to a hot start this year, following a pretty impressive year last year. They went 10-3 last season and then lost the Houston Bowl against Oklahoma State. So a bit of a bitter end here, and of course TCU is looking to improve on that in this season. And they're going to have a tough time here because they're playing out of Conference USA, and Southern Miss has not progressed at all. So that's going to be a collision course at the end of the season that we might need to put a pin in if TCU continues to win here. But obviously we're hoping they don't win today, and we hope to put a huge axe into their season with a win on the road. But it's going to be a hard one. It's going to be a very tough one to try and win against this TCU team, okay? This isn't like real-life football where Group of 5 is just an automatic win here, okay? These teams in Conference USA and out of the Mountain West, like Colorado State and Southern Miss, they are definitely worth the jerseys they're wearing, okay? These are definitely good teams that we are capable of losing against. This is a tough game to schedule, so this is supposed to be the mini-gauntlet, but things have been difficult here, mainly because of Dre Gates, as you're seeing on screen, who's had a very tough start to the year. We even went with Khaled Lumpkin in our game against Kentucky here and benched Dre Gates, but I didn't see enough from Lumpkin to name him as the starter going forward. So we'll keep an eye on Dre Gates in this game especially and see how it goes. With a loss here or just another bad game, we might even be looking again to replace him. Who knows? But we'll put a pin in it here and just see what kind of performance we can get out of Dre Gates in the offense here against the Horned Frogs. So TCU starting on offense here, and Siegel is going to start off with an interception to John Frederick, one of our cornerbacks here. One of the newer cornerbacks here. I think he's only a sophomore or a junior potentially. I think so. Yeah, he's a sophomore. So and we can't do anything with the football, so TCU back on offense once again, and Siegel going to run for it. He's going to fumble the football, and once again, landing on top of it, it's John Frederick. So two offensive blunders for TCU end up in the hands of John Frederick somehow. So I'm okay with that. We are okay with that here on this side of the football. Siegel tried to run for it. He does not have the build of a mobile quarterback, so I'm not sure if maybe he thought he could do something there. I don't know. It wasn't even like a clean running lane. It was a very, very bizarre choice from Siegel here. So we're finally going to get some looks on offense here. Gates going to try and throw for it, and he's going to find Lou Newsome inside the 5 here, going to get brought down to about the TCU 3 or 4 yard line. So already here we are in a good spot, thanks to a good throw here by Dre Gates. So if he keeps making throws like that, we will have nothing to worry about in this game. But he needs to keep making throws like that. So on 2nd and goal now, we're going to put this one in the hands of Lionel Blackman, who's going to get just his 2nd touchdown of the year. Off to a bit of a slow start. You remember last year, Lionel Blackman was a touchdown machine. He wasn't really getting a ton of yards because he was splitting a lot of those carries with J.C. McClintock, but he had a ton of touchdowns. He had like 16 or 17, so only 2 so far through the first few games of the season. I would like to see a little bit more. So, but Siegel's finally going to get things moving here for TCU, as I believe this is Greg Stewart, the tight end for TCU. I have a different number, but I think I just wrote it incorrectly because that's what I do. I write things incorrectly. I write things poorly, and I write them incorrectly. Choking on my tongue here. But no, it's actually Daniels. It's a different receiver that we don't have on here, so I'm not sure who that is. It might be the backup tight end for TCU. I think they have a couple within the same overall range as each other, so... But yeah, that's somebody else. It's someone else. But TCU gets stalled on 3rd and goal here, so they're going to have to bring out the special teams unit to try and at least answer back to our touchdown, and they managed to do just that. So if our defense plays like that all game long, I don't think we'll have anything to worry about against the Horned Frogs. But we still have a lot of football left to play, ladies and germs. But the first quarter is already done, and we're holding on to that 4-point lead over the Horned Frogs. So we'll see if we can expand it a little bit here. But TCU now facing a 4th and 1 in no man's land, keeping the offense on the field here. And so Siegel makes a completed throw, and that one is going to be caught by Shane Brahman. Again, see, I told you, I can't read my handwriting. But either way, it's going to be completed, and he makes the catch on the other side of the line to game, but was tackled on the other side of it, back, behind it. But they're getting him the first down here. Now Siegel is going to run for himself and get another first down. But fast forward to a 3rd and 10, our defense finally applying that pressure, and pressure comes to Siegel, but he gets rid of it in time, but it's still going to get brought down well shy. And that catch, it was Greg Stewart, the tight end, the freshman tight end, and he gets brought down shy of the line of gain. So TCU again relying on special teams, and the kick is up, and this time it is good again, and that was a long field goal. So I'll give some little taps, the golf claps. We'll give some golf claps to that field goal here as TCU is answering back again here. Now it's a 1-point game. We were really looking for something on offense. It has been slow going here in the beginning of this game. And there's the Dre Gates special, baby. Trying to find Evan Jacobs along the sideline and ends up, I don't know, overthrowing, I guess. Whatever you want to call it, man. They're just bad throws and bad decisions as Dre Gates gets himself his first interception of this game. So now every single game so far this season, he has had an interception. And every game this season leading into this one, he's had multiple. So we will see if that trend will continue in this game. I really hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't. We can't afford it. And now we're going to get a look at TCU's running back here, which we haven't talked about so much. But Ahmad Northcutt has been an absolute menace for the Horned Frogs, man. He's going to be something we have to put a pin in here. He had over 1,700 yards and 16 touchdowns last year. 1,700 yards. I don't know how he wasn't the Heisman winner. I really don't, man. Those are Heisman numbers. He had an absolutely amazing year for the Horned Frogs. And he's got now that's over 400 yards after that run. But he's got 6 and now 7 touchdowns on this season. So that's what I was talking about with Lionel Blackman. Got to see him pick it up a little bit, man, because we were getting absolutely done in by TCU's running game in this matchup. We lose that matchup, and we shouldn't. We should never do that. So, but now we're trailing the Horned Frogs here, but we're moving on offense on 2nd and 4. And Dre Gates with a spin move is going to get at least into open space to get the first down. So, hey, I'll give it to him, man. That was he looks like a plumber still running, but if you can at least make things happen on the ground with your feet, then you can keep running as much as you want to run, because it's dangerous whenever you throw the ball. So, but time is ticking away here, close to a minute. Dre Gates faking the pitch and going to go for a throw. That's going to be Cliff Herman on the inside seam there for another completion close to the goal line, and now TCU's coach is upset. He's upset, but we're going to call a timeout with just a little over a minute left to go here on a 1st and goal. We're going to take our time trying to get into the end zone, and Gates going to hand this one off to Blackman with a spin move, and that's going to get him into the end zone here for touchdown number 3 on the year. So it looks like this is a game of running backs. It looks like we're just going back and forth with running backs, and hey, I guess so. I don't know if we can win that battle long term here. I don't know if we could win that war, but we can at least win maybe a battle or two in that exchange. So 14-13, we retake the 1-point lead that we had, but TCU will not be silenced here with 15 seconds left to go in the first half, and that completion is made to David Roundtree, the top receiver here for TCU. So Siegel looking for an opening here with just 4 seconds left to go, sends a shot to the end zone. It's going to be caught for another Horned Frog touchdown as TCU takes the last scraping seconds of the first half, and they're going to find another touchdown here, or get another touchdown, and that is going to put TCU once again in the lead here just by 6, so 20-14. You'd think TCU would go for 2 at some point, try and make this a 7-point game, but they are fine. They are content with the 6-point lead that they hold. So, and now TCU starting with the football here, and Siegel down the sideline. That pass is going to be completed once again to David Roundtree, the senior, who had 8 touchdowns last year. So kind of really the only contributing member of the TCU receiving corps. He had himself a decent year. There were a couple guys with 8 touchdowns last year, including the fullback, surprisingly. Their fullback had 8 touchdowns. So running the football was TCU's bread and butter last year, and it wasn't so much as throwing. But either way, it's working out for them so far in this game here. Siegel with another completion here, I believe to this backup tight end. I think TCU's now using both tight ends that they have here, and Daniels is his name. Daniels is that backup tight end, I think, because I think they have 2 78s, and one of them's a freshman, so I think they're just using both. But he's brought down shy of the line to gain once again, so on 4th and 5, TCU again relying on special teams, and it's working. Their kicker's really good, so if I were them, I would probably be doing that too. And so now 23-14 is the score, and now we're looking at a 9-point game here. So we're going to have to figure something out here as we are now down by 2 scores against the Horned Frogs on the road. It's a tough spot to be in now as the third quarter comes to a close, and we have to have a big fourth quarter. Already a couple minutes gone in the fourth. We got to score here pretty quickly here as Dre Gates lobs up a prayer of a ball, and Lou Newsom is going to come down with it. And there you see, man, TCU's defense has really kind of smothered any hopes that our offense has had here, and we're in a tough spot, guys. I don't think it's set in yet. It's starting to set in. But on a 3rd and goal here, Gates under pressure gets hit as he throws, but somehow an athletic play is made and a catch is made. Had to come back for it. Still going to be in the end zone for a touchdown. Thank goodness. Because I don't know what we would have done here if we would have got stopped here. And Dre Gates just takes to the very last second to make a decision here. An absolute wobbler of a football. But Chip Milligan or Cliff Milligan, able to keep his feet in bounds in the end zone and come back and make that athletic play for a touchdown. So that's going to get us back within 2 of TCU here, but they are back on offense. And now Northcutt missing some tackles here, but he's going to get the first down. That's going to kill so much time off of the clock, man. We were in a difficult spot. We need to get the football back if we can, but TCU is keeping the drive alive here, and they're wasting as much time as possible. Already under 2 minutes now. On 3rd and 4, we got to get the football back, and that pass is incomplete, and so we were at least going to do that. We are going to get the football back, but TCU should have an opportunity to kick a field goal at least and extend here to a 5-point game. It's not going to do much for them. If I was TCU, I'd probably go for a 4th and 4 and try and at least win the game on offense. But they're going to put the ball back in our hands and put the faith in their defense to hold on to this 5-point lead here, which is a minute and a half left to go here. So now already under a minute and some change here as we've worked the ball across midfield, and Gates floats this one out here, and it's going to be caught inside the 10. Are we going to do it? Are we going to pull it off here, guys? Are we going to pull off the comeback? We have to pull off a comeback against TCU through the Conference USA. Lou Newsome gets the reception here, but second goal here, 45 seconds left to go, and we're going to hand this one off to Blackman, and he's going to score, and we're going to pull off the comeback and retake the lead over TCU once again. We haven't held the lead since we scored like late in the second quarter to make it 14-13, and now we have retaken the lead here, looking to take, maybe if we can get the 2-point conversion, a 3-point lead over the Horned Frogs. We give it off to Blackman. He dives for it, but he misses. He kind of dives off to the side and not straight forward, and it's not going to be good. So 27-26 is the score. TCU already across midfield here with just 17 seconds left to work. Siegel drops back to pass down the sideline, and that pass is going to be broken up. It's no good. So it's going to be 4th and 6 for TCU. If we can just stop TCU on 4th down, we will win the ball game. We will hold on to beat TCU. Siegel back to pass here. Clean pocket. Rolls to the side. Pressure's coming here. Steps up and makes a throw here. Sends a shot towards the end zone. It's going to be caught for a touchdown, and TCU is going to score. With just 5 seconds left on the clock, Siegel finds an open target, and TCU with a go-ahead touchdown. Oh, my goodness. A double coverage. How on earth, man? How did Shane Brand come down with that? How on earth did he come down with that? TCU might have just put a nail in our coffin, man, and they're going to go for the 2-point conversion if they can, and Siegel's going to get gobbled up in the backfield, absolutely nowhere to run. He doesn't have the speed for it at all, but with just 5 seconds left, man, maybe after the kickoff, we'll have a couple seconds for maybe one play. We got to get in the end zone, man. 2 seconds left, 1st and 10 here. Gates drops all the way back to pass, sends it all the way downfield here, and the pass is going to be completed, but there's no opening for a receiver to get open after the catch here, and that is going to be it. The clock's going to be 0-0, and we are going to lose again, man. This is probably the closest back-to-back losses that we've taken. Our most recent loss was in the SC Championship, and we only had a win streak of like 3 or 4 after that. So we pick up another loss, but it's the first loss of the year, and this one is probably going to end. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's an out-of-conference loss, so our chances in the SEC are still good. We're still on that track. And because this was early enough in the season, if enough teams lose in front of us, we could probably make our way back. We might drop down to like 8th or 9th. I don't know. There's enough season left where we might be able to climb back up. But TCU pulls off the incredible Herculean feat of winning this ball game, man. And looking at the breakdown here, they deserved it. I mean, they played better. They were worse on 3rd down, but they played a lot better. They even turned the football over more, and Dre Gates actually protected the football a bit, man, but the offense really struggled, man. It was really kind of slow. I don't want to put that all on Dre Gates, especially with a decent enough game that he had here, 14 for 25, 284 yards. The interception, of course, you don't like, but, you know, you will take it. You'll take it if you have to with a start like this. So a very interesting turn of events here for this Crimson Tide team. I'm not really sure where to go from here. I'm very confused heading into the rest of the season, man. This isn't a game that we should have lost. I mean, out of all the gauntlet games that I picked, I thought TCU would be the one for sure that we could at least win or beat. But TCU is a much better team than we thought, man. So that's going to put us right into another top 10 matchup a first top 10 matchup against Arkansas, the number 5 ranked Razorbacks. So we already know how big this game is for us, and all of our SEC implications could be resting on this game and our whole entire season. So we dropped to 10. We have a long way to climb back up. So can we do it, man? Can we beat Arkansas and bounce back, man? Come back and see.